Suckers. You're listening to Luck at the Draw Radio with your hosts Todd Buggs and Stan Zig. So grab a beer, sit back, and listen to what the jackasses have to say.
All right, well, up next in the studio, I'd like to welcome lead singer from Radiohead, Tom York. How you doing today, Tom?
Today we've got a great guy in. One of my favorite bands, the Sex Pistols, Steve Jones, is here to talk with us tonight.
Well, it's an honor for me to introduce to you, and welcome to the studio, Les Paul. How are you today?
This is really exciting. To help our 2009 New Year's party, we have all 4 original Beatles. Thanks for making it in, guys.
All right, our next guest has been a major influence on my musical career, and it's an honor to meet you for the first time. Henry Rollins, welcome to the studio.
Tonight we got a real different guest for us. It's not a musical guest. It is one of the WWF's finest, the Ultimate Warrior. Hey, put Bugs down.
Well, I'd like to welcome to the studio none other than rap hip-hop artist, great Chuck D from Public Enemy.
One of my big rock and roll, just vocal legends, guys. I really like. We got Lane Stanley talking with us tonight. Hello, Lane.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to welcome in, straight off tour, Johnny Cash.
Portmanteau.
So yeah, I guess I was right in pronouncing. Portmanteau is a plural. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I would go out of my way not to use that word. Fuck that guy, Wikipedia guy.
It's like, it says here, plural, portonomanias or portomonex. Jesus Christ. What's with the 50-cent words? It's taking 2 words or more and then making them one. That's what portmanteau is.
Portmanteau.
God damn it, I love that.
So a Jaeger bomb is the portmanteau of alcoholic beverages?
Portmanteau.
If you got any comments, insults, requests, you can call them at 530-618-2847 or email them at wewantbeer@gmail.com.
Well, alrighty. Good afternoon and welcome to another installment here of Luck of the Draw Radio, show number 11. What is Rockabilly, Joe? My name is Todd. I'm the host for tonight, and along with me, by my side, as always, is Stan. How are you doing, Stan?
Hola! Good, thanks.
Very nice.
I'm anxious to get to Joe and answer his question.
I hope we can. I hope we can. We are missing one folk tonight. We were going to have Richie Boom Boom, our drummer from Luck of the Draw, on the show tonight, but he had to back out at the last minute. So hopefully next show we'll get him on.
Yeah. It's too bad. This is a great subject for Richie. He's a rockabilly man.
Yeah, he's got the pompadour.
Yeah, he's the only one in the band with it.
Yeah, so I guess why don't we just jump right into... Well, no, you know what? Before we do that, I was going to say we'll read the email that we got. But before we do that, let's do the weeks. How was your week since the last time I've spoke to you?
Good. Just, looking for work still. Still got a job, but hate the job. And had a couple leads. All those leads have since shriveled and died, which is very upsetting. So that sucks. But we have a couple gigs to look forward to, so that always helps. The last what was it? A Bolorama gig we did. I really enjoyed that. So little things like that are keeping me going.
The last Bolorama gig we did was in like 98.
Oh, that's not what I meant. I meant what did I mean? What did we just fucking play? That was Bolorama, wasn't it?
Mr. T's Bowl.
Oh, see, it's just the bowling. If there's bowling balls involved, I'm at the Bolorama, I guess, in my head.
I wish the Bolorama was still around.
Those are good polls.
I talk to Heather and Carlos every now and then on Facebook, and man, they've got some really cool old pictures and old flyers and stuff. I'm like, God damn, I miss those days. That's kind of like Bar Deluxe days to me, you know?
Yeah, are they still booking?
No, Carlos works in the industry. He's doing some, he does sound for SIR Studios, and then he does a lot of mobile work, you know?
I know SIR very well.
Yeah, I've given them plenty of money.
I've given them a few resumes.
Well, shit, maybe we should talk to Carlos, see if they're hiring.
Yeah, I doubt it, but yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Oh. So that's it?
That's it.
Starting around and cool. Well, you know, I think I told you I started a new job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going really well. I'm really happy with it. I'm enjoying the hours a lot more because there's a lot less than the hours of the last job I had.
That's always a plus.
It's not as sweatshoppy, I guess you can say. It's nice. I'm doing field service work, so I get to drive around a bunch and It's good. I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it, actually.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So at least one of us are happy with our jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, we've been getting a lot of snow and rain over the winter up here, and it's finally become spring. I put some syrup in the hummingbird feeder the other night. I had some hummingbirds come up to the house, like almost literally knocking on the window, going, "Dude, what the fuck?" Because all winter it's just been covered in snow, and now I guess they're out. So I filled that up, and it's pretty cool, man. Them hummingbirds are neat. But I've had like probably 10 or 15 all at once just huddle around this feeder. I think I'm the only feeder in town right now. But so spring is here, and today we decided we're going to go hike in the Angeles National Forest, Angeles Crest, whatever. So we went this morning, ate breakfast, and then went down the canyon a little bit. There's a trail that goes to these crazy waterfalls and big pools, and it's really neat, really cool. So we hiked that today, but it was the snowpack was so big that the melting runoff, the creek is like a river at this point. It's just flowing big. And at one point we were going to have to swim through like a 6-foot deep pool that was about 15 feet long just to get to the other side of the trail. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to commit to getting that wet right now. So we just ended up hiking back and just walking in the river and splashing each other and stuff. It was fun. It was really neat.
Well, that sounds real cool.
Saw a snake, a couple frogs, a bunch of lizards, nature.
The reptiles.
Yeah. So it was good. I mean, it's nice. I mean, I just can't believe how much runoff is up there. I mean, it's almost like rapids at some point, and it's just the water level is so high right now. And that creek, whatever that usually is a creek, but now it's pretty much a river, that's what feeds into Castaic Lake. So Castaic Lake is filling up as well, I would suppose.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. It's good.
It's very exciting. Yeah, it's funny. You were talking about hummingbirds. That made me think of we got some organic, no food coloring hummingbird juice like last year. The hummingbirds wouldn't have anything to do with it.
Well, you know what I do? It's totally simple. You take 2 cups of water, 1 cup of sugar, boil it, and then cool it and put it in there. The hummingbirds love it. And it's
wow.
A bag of sugar is like $3, and you probably get what? I don't know, 8 or 10 cups of sugar out of the bag. Well, I used to buy the red dye crap, at the Osh.
Uh-huh.
And that was, $4 for 1 hummingbird feeder. So I don't know. Went the cheap route, made my own. You ever seen that shit on the internets where praying mantises kill the hummingbirds?
No.
Dude, it's gnarly. I mean, it's crazy. Like these praying mantises will hang out on hummingbird feeders, and then they'll grab the hummingbird and basically snap its neck and just start eating it from the inside, like eating it from its neck. It's crazy. There's some weird videos of blood everywhere, and so the wife is very much against praying mantis around the house.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I mean, how big is that? That praying mantis must be like as big as your hand.
No, they're like, the regular size, like, as long as a cigarette kind of looking praying mantis, but they're bigger, they're smaller than the hummingbirds, but they end up killing the hummingbird somehow. It's on YouTube and stuff. Do a search for praying mantis kills hummingbird. It's pretty gnarly. It's kind of violent.
That's unbelievable. That's exactly what I'm doing after we finish the show.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. I've done it before, and it's a trip.
Good Lord. All right.
All right, well, we got the formalities out of the way, I guess.
Yeah. So what is Rockabilly, Joe? Ask.
Well, why don't we explain to the listeners that aren't Joe what we're talking about? We got an email, and this will lead into later when we do Listener of the Week. Joe Quintino sent us an email, and he said, "Hey, guys, great show on punk," which I want to apologize for that punk rock show anyway, because I think I got a little overly passionate and just talked way more than I should have. But, man, punk rock means a lot to me. But anyway, he said, I totally agree with what people call punk today is a total joke. Anyhow, I have a show idea. If someone were to ask you what Rockabilly was, what one song would you play them? I think it could be an interesting topic, or you could just tell me it sucks. Anyway, I look forward to the next show. Have a good one. Joe, it doesn't suck. It was a really good idea.
I thought so. Yes.
I like this. And we I like the idea of playing one song, and so when we had Richie on board before he had to cancel, we were like, all three of us will play one song. It'll be perfect. But now that Richie isn't here, Stan and I, we're going to do two songs. But
which I don't mind, because just to pick one was horribly hard for me, and I took this subject way too seriously. It gave me a lot of drama internally and to myself.
It didn't me.
It did not, or did you?
No, it didn't.
Oh.
I didn't actually. When I first read the email, I was like, that's brilliant. That's great. Like, what would you say to somebody that was from outer space, landed on Earth, and went, "What is rockabilly?" Like, didn't have a clue. I'm like, this is great. Like, I mean, you could totally this would be like turning somebody onto a whole new genre of music they've never even heard. And for me, I'm like, well, that's a no-brainer. I mean, there's great songs. It's just a matter of finding that one song, I guess, that could be a little bit of work. But I didn't have a hard time with it. I thought, I don't know. I kind of knew where I was going to go with it from the minute that I first thought of the idea.
Wow. My eyes glazed over, and I just thought of 30 songs all at once, and then 10 different artists, and it was like, well, it was horrible. But I fought my way through it, and I got my two.
The beauty of the whole rockabilly genre too is that, well, one, it's age old. I mean, it's been around since like the birth of rock and roll, basically. I mean, it's arguably what started rock and roll. I don't know. Am I off base there?
Not at all.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident in saying that. So it's been around for so long, and so many people have taken deep, passionate roots to it that they will cover those traditional songs. So there's contemporary bands now doing songs from the 50s that were like the originators of this rockabilly movement. So for me, I was like, yeah, it shouldn't be that hard, because a lot of these bands all know where it came from.
Yes, I see what you're saying. But for me too, it's rockabilly was always the bridge from country morphing into rock and roll.
Yes.
And so I had a hard time too. I go, well, this is a great rockabilly song, but I can hear the country in it. And so that's where I got like kind of torn. I'm like, oh, well, is this too country, or is this too swing, or too rhythm and blues even? Because you'd get the bebop, the doo-wop stuff. And is that, I mean, they're great rockabilly songs with that in it, but whose side are you on as far as genre-wise? Because they stole from everybody. It was brilliant.
Yes. A little piece from here, a little piece from there, and just made it all.
But but they gave it a lot more momentum and excitement, and that's why it's so rad.
Right. I agree. And it was kind of, to throw back to our last show, the punk rock show, it was kind of the younger kids, the teenagers of that era, taking on a new music. It was sort of, I mean, I hate saying it this way, but it was kind of like the punk rock of their time. Like it was so provoking, and it would piss off the parents, and it was just so, filled with energy, and the parents were afraid of it, like the whole Elvis Presley thing, not being able to be filmed on TV from the waist down, things like that. And so it did have that kind of vibe of, this is so new and vibrant that the kids were all about it. And I kind of tie that in with the whole the punk rock thing, where, the punk rock pissed off the parents and scared the parents, just like, Ozzy and AC/DC did in the early days, and so I don't know. I really like, it seems to me more of a passionate rock musical movement more than just, big band or anything like that.
Right. And even from a recording aspect, they pushed the envelope with just the way they recorded stuff. They recorded the signals a lot hotter. They put a lot more reverb on stuff and made it more edgy sounding and just dangerous sounding, as far as like with one of the songs I picked, they put so much reverb on it. It just makes it real dark, and you didn't have that. And even with Elvis's first album, they took a lot of liberties with the new technologies and gave it an edge. I mean, I wouldn't say they're the Nine Inch Nails of their days, but
right,
according to what was going on prior to then, they for sure were, because they were just mutilating the signal, and it was awesome.
Well, there were guys that were, playing the hollow body guitars through their, twin reverb type amps, and they wanted distortion, so they're punching holes in the cone, to get like a distorted sound out of their amp, because they didn't have pedals and things like back then, like what we have now, and so they were definitely breaking new ground to get more of that aggressive sound, even though they were playing the same kind of hillbilly style of music. But I don't know. There was so many progressive steps forward once rockabilly really started taking off.
Yes.
I have Wikipedia up right now on the screen, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to see what Wikipedia says rockabilly is, just because, you know, Wikipedia is the be all end all.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, the term rockabilly is I can't pronounce that word.
Fragilistic.
Supercalifragilistic. Portmanteau of rock, from rock and roll and hillbilly. So it's just saying that they blended rock and roll and hillbilly music.
Yeah,
the latter references. Huh?
Real quick, I'm sorry. Fuck that guy for using that kind of word.
Yeah, and you know what? You can click on it to go to a dictionary to tell you what the word means. Now, how dicky is that?
That ain't punk rock.
No, not at all. Portmanteau. I think that's all. Portmanteau.
Oh, I hate that guy. Fuck him.
Douche. It says the latter, a reference to the country music, then often called hillbilly music of the 40s and 50s, and contributed strongly to the style's development. Other important influences on rockabilly include Western swing, boogie woogie, and rhythm and blues. While there are notable exceptions, the origins lie primarily in the southern United States. The influence and popularity of the music waned in the 60s, but during the 70s and early 80s, rockabilly enjoyed a major revival of popularity and has endured to the present, often within the rockabilly subculture.
Yes!
I agree with that, I guess.
I do, except for that big word.
Portmanteau.
Portman this.
Yeah, I got 50-cent words. You know, I'm typing on Wikipedia. People are going to read this. I need to sound intelligent.
Yeah. Jerk.
Let's see here. It says typical guitar, double bass, drums, piano, vocals, popular in the 50s, revival in the 80s. Okay, we got all that.
Double bass?
Yeah, the upright bass.
Oh, they call that a double bass? Upright bass?
Yeah, it's called a double bass.
I've never heard that.
You gotta be kidding me.
A double bass.
Yes. Doghouse bass, double bass, upright.
Upright. I never heard it called a double bass. Wow. Learn something new every day.
There you go. Wikipedia. That'll learn you. Already with the burps. What are we, 2 minutes in? You're already burping?
The Coors Light is on fire.
You know what? We didn't even talk about drinks. What are you drinking? Coors Light?
Coors Light out of the keg.
You drinking out of the keg? Very good. I've got a whole plethora. There you go with the 50-cent word.
Oh, yes.
I'm right now currently drinking a Bud Light, but I've had a few shots of the Fireball whiskey, and I have Jim Beam in the freezer, so I'm hoping to maybe get a little whiskey drinking on later in the show.
I like that. That's a great throwback to the Three Amigos. Would you say it's a plethora of presents? Oh, yes, it's a plethora.
Hefe, do you even know what a plethora is?
No. I don't remember we went after that. That's funny.
That's funny, yeah. Very good, very good. So I guess we've explained rockabilly. And maybe we should just go ahead and throw down my first pick. If an alien fell out of the sky, landed in Lake Hughes, walked up to me and said, Shoot that fucker! Well, that's why he fell out of the sky. We shot his plane.
Oh, okay.
Spacecraft, whatever the hell.
So we winged him good. Okay, so.
Yeah. So then he fell down and he's all, whoa, I come in peace. I just want to know what rockabilly means. Or is.
Is Joe.
So I would, yeah.
Take me to your Joe. Joe don't know. He has us, asshole.
I think Joe knows.
Oh, Joe's testing us. I see. So we'll see. Joe will have to let us know how we did.
We'll probably get an email later from Joe saying, we're totally off base.
Wrong. Oh. Okay.
So when I first thought about it, and there were a lot of different bands and different artists that went through my mind, but one of the ones that really stuck with me was Ronnie Dawson. I think Ronnie was right there from the get-go. I really appreciate what he's done. I think that his songs have traveled the test of time and have proven that they're still good material. So my first pick to play for the alien that asked what rockabilly is Ronnie Dawson doing Rockin' Bones.
Oh, yeah. Here you go, E.T. Put this in your pipe and smoke it. You green-skinned fucker. Woo!
All righty. Let's light the fires and kick the tires. Is that how it goes?
Yeah. All right. Luck of Draw Radio.
YouTube copyright infringement.
All right, man. Ronnie Dawson with Dawson with Rockin' Bones. Ronnie Dawson. He was Asian. No, Dawson. Ronnie Dawson, Rockin' Bones. Which I hope. I mean, I don't want to sound stupid, but I've never heard that song before.
Oh, really?
I really like it, and that's perfect rockabilly, man. It's a room full of guys having a good time, clapping their hands and rocking out.
I couldn't agree more. I really enjoy that tune. I like all of that whole record that I have of his. I think it's fantastic. He's got a little bit of a femmy voice, but sounds young.
He sounds like a 12-year-old. Shit.
Yeah. But that whole record's great. I'm a big fan of Ronnie Dawson.
Yeah, being buried with a record a rock and roll record at your feet and a needle in your hands.
Yep.
That's cool, man.
Very good. Yeah, and you know that funny thing, you mentioned that too, is the early rockabilly stuff. They always talked about the records. You know, it was just they were singing about what they were recording. You know, pretty impressive.
Yeah. Shit, we'll have to go. I got a burned MP3 that I want to give you. That'll have to be a new Luck of the Draw song.
Yeah, I'm gonna email you a song. Yes, I will.
It's over 20 megabytes. I guess I can't.
Well, shit, I'll have to get a Dropbox account now.
Okay, well, that's cool. Let's rock.
Digital rock, let's rock.
Digital rock.
It's different now. It's so different now. Dogs barking. You know, I got to say, now that it's spring and nice out and everything, the people are up on the hill.
Oh, yeah?
In droves, man. Motorcycles, cars, families, all kinds of shit. And, man, there was like, I don't know, 6 fire trucks and 2 cop cars that went racing down the hill when we got back from our hike today. We're like, somebody fucked up. So, yeah, I think for the rest of the summer, when we're recording these shows, there'll be fire trucks and dogs barking because that's just what happens when you live up here, I guess.
We've heard that before.
Yeah.
Mountain folk.
I'll tell you what, King is, in 2 weeks, he's going to be 13.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be a sad, sad day when I don't have a show with him barking in the background.
Yes. Yep.
But not to derail the rockabilly.
Boo, I know. Boo, now let's play some sad songs.
Got a little off track there. So, yeah, that was my pick, Ronnie Dawson, Rockin' Bones.
Very cool. Well, now I got a pick, and I think my pick, after talking about yours, a bunch of guys having fun in a room, there was something to me with Rockabilly 2 that had a very sensual, sexual, up in your face for that time period, at least, mode.
Gives you a boner?
Yeah, it gives you a boner. Down and dirty type of stuff. And the song I picked was by Jack Scott. And a lot of people may not know that name. I mean, do you know that name just by name?
I was just going to say I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah, but the song he sang, everybody knows, The Way I Walk, which to me is a very sexy da-dum-ba-boom song. And that has a rockabilly, that definitely has a rockabilly edge to it, which, I mean, country didn't have at that time. And even R&B, I mean, they talk sexy, but they didn't get, whoa. Well, I guess they did for some of their sexy swinging songs.
Oh, you know, I've got a whole compilation of just naughty R&B from the 40s and 50s. So, yeah, they got raunchy, but definitely rock and roll didn't yet.
Yeah, and I think this had a big part of that, and that's why I picked it, because I remember hearing this song, and I'm like, whoa, but I mean, fuck, the Cramps did a great cover of this song.
Now, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. These early rockabilly songs that were breaking ground proved that they were good by, over the years, you know, surviving the test of time, and other bands that were in that genre, or even some that weren't, were covering those songs and then making them good as well. And certain people that, you know, never knew who anything was before the Cramps heard The Way I Walk and were like, wow, this is a fucking rad Cramps song.
Yeah.
Well, this is a cover. And then they go back and then they go, wow, this is a really good, you know, whatever, Bill Haley song. And you're like, well, no, go back further. You know, and then they finally get back to whatever the guy is that you were, I already forgot his name.
Yeah, Jack Scott.
Jack Scott. Is he the first, or?
I believe he is the first. I didn't do enough homework, but I'm going to say he was, but I wouldn't put my life on it.
Right.
I would not be surprised if it was some black R&B blues guy that did it, but with this kind of swing and rock feel to it, I would think this is the first time we heard it that way.
Cool.
Because I know when I first heard this song, I believe it was Robert Gordon. I heard his version.
He does a good version, definitely.
And then I think I was just talking that song up, and somebody goes, "Well, you got to hear the Cramps version." And then I heard that, and I go, "Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's a little more dangerous."
a little more risque.
Yeah, and I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, the Cramps definitely do a very good version, but there's a lot of good covers of this song, which, like we're saying, goes back to show how good the song was originally. You know.
Yep.
I always say that when you hear a song and you can't tell what era it came from or what time it came from, that's a great song. You know, if like there's a lot of songs that you listen to and like, whoa, 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a lot of songs you listen to and you're like, ooh, 60s. But there's certain songs, like even the Cramps tune, you know, you're like, I couldn't tell you when that song was written. You know, it's like, and The Way I Walk is that one of those songs that it just, you can interpret it for every year, basically.
Uh-huh.
So that, to me, that shows that it's a great song.
Well, here we go. One great song. Well, let's hope Joe likes it. Jack Scott, The Way I Walk.
This is Rockabilly. Damn it. Look at the Drop Radio.
Is it? Is it, Joe? You tell us.
YouTube copyright infringement.
The way I walk is just touch me, baby, and I'll go hog wild. Hot damn, that's a good tune.
No, what's a pig sound?
Squeal like a piggy.
It's a Deliverance love song. Who knew?
That was good. What was his name again? Who did that?
His name was Jack Scott. He was out of Detroit from the 50s and the 60s. They ruled the airwaves.
Nice.
And
very good, Stan, very good pick.
Thank you. Yeah, and I mean the saxophone solo in that was just so awesome. And I love that. And those backgrounds, I think Elvis gets a lot of credit for just that lush kind of woo-woo, but lots of people were doing that then, and these guys were doing it. And
I would
cool.
have to say that the only thing that kind of threw me off was the saxophone.
Really?
Because I would think that, like, Rockabilly to me is more guitar, doghouse bass, and drums. You know, and then you throw in the saxophone. That kind of made it more, I don't know. I think more swing, I guess, when I think of like brass. So that was the only thing that kind of threw me off. But the song is just so solid that I would say that's a very good Rockabilly tune.
Very sexy. I would imagine many of our grandmothers got drilled to that song in the back of a Chevy or Ford. Buick.
In the back seat of, nice big Chrysler.
With a real shitty mono radio.
Over at Lookout.
What?
Over at Lookout Point.
Lookout Point, that's right. That song's got makeout all over it, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely, like you said, it's very, very sexual driven. Very good.
Yes. Yeah, because like what we were saying, there's for me, Rockabilly, two parts. You got your party, having fun at the party house, and then you got the me and my woman taking a drive, Rockabilly.
Taking a drive 6 inches at a time.
Yes. And I just, so everyone knows, I measure my 6 inches by the foot.
From your foot?
No, how am I saying that?
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
It's a funny golf joke, but I can't think of it now. All right. So, yeah, that was my song, and I loved it. I thought it was great.
Very good. I mean, I was really happy with that pick. I've heard the song before. I didn't know the artist necessarily, but I knew the song, and I thought that was a very good version. It might have been one that people cover that don't do it quite as good as the original.
Yeah. One thing with this subject, what is Rockabilly, Joe, was hard for me to grab a hold of. Do I go to the original, or do I go to, like, I wanted to run to the Cramps, I wanted to run to the Reverend Horton Heats, because I love them, and those are who I listen to much more than this original stuff.
Right.
But there's something about the original stuff that I think speaks volumes of what rockabilly is because it's just more raw.
Well, it's where it came from.
Yeah, because even like the Reverend Horton Heat, there's a lot of he puts a lot of Reverend Horton Heat into his rockabilly. There's a lot of jazz chords. There's a lot of musicianship. Where I don't think the original rockabilly guys were particularly brilliant musicians. They were just guys, looking to party and get laid.
Yeah. No, and I agree. And like I keep throwing it back to the punk kind of vibe. Was that when rockabilly was starting, it was groundbreaking, and these guys didn't know the jazz chords, and they didn't know the spinning of the bass and all the other crap that's rockabilly now, as I do my fingers in air quotes. And same with punk rock, like it was groundbreaking. These guys were like, I don't want to be arena rock, I don't want to be Journey and Foreigner. I want to do something that's real, and they didn't know how to play that well. And, they made their own records, and same with the rockabilly guys. They made their own records, and they just said, this is what I want to do, and I'll figure out a way to do it. So, I don't know. I thought it was great.
Hallelujah.
Glory be.
Yeah, so we got 2 more songs to go, but we got a little business to take care of, I believe.
Yep. First of all, we have Joe, Listener of the Week.
Yay, Joe.
How you like that?
I love it.
I got the clap.
Because the cheering we've been using for the past Luck of the Draw radio shows was something I stole from Oprah. And I like that cheering a little better. It's a little more intimate.
You go ahead and say Listener of the Week, Joe, and then I'll do the claps.
Okay, so, today's subject, what is rockabilly? It's all about our Listener of the Week, Joe. You even got some guy in the back going, yeah.
Joe rules.
Joe rocks. And for such a wonderful, because out of all the subjects, topics we've ever talked about, you and I, we've never come up with something this simple and perfect and just, yes, what is rockabilly?
Yeah. And it really does, for me, I kind of took it half-heartedly. I'm like, I know what that is. I can do it. But then you dig into it a little bit more, and you're like, yeah, this could be a little difficult. If an alien just fell out of the sky and said, dude, what's rockabilly? What would you say? And so, yeah, you have to think about it a little bit. And I like the idea.
Yeah, well, truth be told, I've been watching on Netflix the Battlestar Galactica series that was on TV.
Oh, nice.
And seeing a lot of the Cylons.
Yes.
I'd probably fuck one. If one of their aliens fell in the sky, I would fuck it.
Is it the 80s?
Oh, no.
Galactica, the 90s.
2004 Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, yeah, they're definitely poonable.
6 foot tall, platinum blonde sluts.
And there's like 40 of them.
No, there's like 12, but they can reboot themselves after they die. So there's infinite numbers. Yeah.
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 So yeah, if you want to explain what rockabilly is while you're on top of one.
This is rockabilly, baby. The way I walk.
6 inches at a time.
6 inches at a time.
So
Measured by the foot.
Joe, you are Listener of the Week. Give us an email to wewantbeer@gmail.com and give me your mailing address, and we will get you a Luck of the Draw Listener of the Week ribbon.
Joe for sure deserves a ribbon. I even say a CD. I'm so pleased with this subject. Can we go that way?
We can give him a care package. In all honesty, now I can't think of his name. God, I'm a dick.
That English fucker?
Yeah, last week. It's been like 6 weeks since we did it, but the last show's Listener of the Week, I sent him a whole bunch of shit, shirts and t-shirts, stickers.
He scored.
So yeah, so we take care of our Listener of the Weeks.
Yeah, we are not. Yeah, we're not good businessmen. If somebody gets excited about the music, we give them everything.
Yes. So, Joe, give us your mailing address, wewantbeer@gmail.com, and your care package is in the works.
Woo!
Very good.
Yay, Joe.
So, other than moving on, I suppose.
Moving on is the theme for Luck of the Draw at this point in time.
That is very true. We're going to get into the Luck of the Draw news right now, so maybe we should start with the whole moving on.
Mm-hmm.
We are, at this point, no longer a 4-piece.
Oh.
We are a 3-piece. Even though we do have some gigs that are booked and confirmed, we will get those gigs. We will do them. We're as the lineup we are right now. But as of last week, Eddie Von Eddie is no longer a member of Luck of the Draw. What was that? Yeah.
The Noid? Not the Noid.
No, there was that. And it's a game show.
Yeah, it's a game show. The Weasel. The no whammy.
No whammy. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
We could play the cheer, but no, we won't do that.
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. So yeah, Ed he's made it clear to us that he's moving on. He's going to focus more on his other projects and whatever else that he wants to do in life. So we're moving forward as well. At this point, we are currently and aggressively looking for a new lead guitar player. So if you know anyone that wants to be in the band, send them our way. WeWantBeer@gmail.com.
Yeah, since Joe knows everything there is to know about Rockabilly, how about you, Joe? Throw some guitar player our way.
Yeah, bring it, Joe.
Fucker.
Joe can play guitar.
What's Rockabilly? I don't know. Give us a guitar player, dick.
Quit calling the listener of the week's names. I have to keep telling you this.
He
Almighty.
He needs to kick down a guitar player, then I'll be nice.
They're friends. They're friends of the show. You can't be rude to them. They won't listen anymore.
Redheaded stepchild. I bet he's a fucking ginger, that Joe.
Ginger? He might be. But I still like him nonetheless.
Yeah, well, it's a good subject. What is Rockabilly? I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, other than that, we got a couple gigs coming up. You can check out the new iPhone app.
Woo!
Find out where the gigs are. That's right, folks. Luck of the Draw has an iPhone app. If you go to your iPhone or iTunes store, do a search for Luck of the Draw, you will find the app. And actually, it's been downloading like mad.
Really?
It's free, so that probably helps. But I get the updates on it, and yeah, there's tons of folks downloading it. So I'm really happy about that.
I wish I had an iPhone. I've got a stupid phone.
You don't have a smartphone?
I'm still 3G.
So am I, but I have an
dirt.
iPhone. I'm actually going to get the 4G pretty soon. The wife and I were over at the telephone store over the weekend here, and we're both talking about maybe upgrading to the new iPhone 4 and the 4G with the whole 26,000 megapixel camera bullshit and all that. So we're looking into that. So
You can see all the pubes.
yeah, you can watch all the red tube you want, and it's great. Porn on your phone. There you go. But you can also get Luck of the Draw, the iPhone app, and I'm hopefully going to get that. I'm working on trying to get it as well for the other smartphones, the Androids, the Thunderbolts, and the Jitterbugs and all that crap. So
Very cool.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, until I get a good job and make some real money, I can't do any of that because we have a family wedding in June. Yeah, June. So I'm thinking I got plenty of time to buy a ticket. It's like it was almost $1,000 just to fly round trip to Utah and back.
Wow. Why don't you drive? It's only like 16 hours.
Well, we thought about that too, but then you stay a night in Vegas, then you gamble some, and you end up spending $1,000 anyways.
I've driven from Ventura to Cheyenne in one shot.
You didn't have to stop in Vegas, did you?
No, I just blew past Vegas.
I can't do that. That's like blowing past a hot Cylon that just fell out of the sky. Not gonna happen.
And said Joe wanted me to know what Rockabilly is.
Like, you want to know what Rockabilly is? Here we go, open wide, baby.
Yeah, it is tough to drive past Vegas. You know, I'm going to Vegas next weekend.
Oh, for the
Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly Weekender. That's right. More Rockabilly, folks.
Very cool, and that's fun, but that's even expensive. It's $100 a ticket. Then the rooms, I'm sure, are $100.
You know,
Being broke sucks.
I write for a magazine.
Oh,
So
you got in free?
No, I get to write everything off.
Oh, okay.
And then my car club is the host club of the car show. So I actually had a free pass, but I passed on it. I went and I purchased a pass because Chrissy and I kind of treat this as our little vacation, you know, and we want to go have fun and do what we want to do when we want to do it. And the car club is like, yeah, we'll give you free passes, but you've got to work and you got to do this at certain times. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not going to go there as a job. Even though you give me $100 ticket, I'm going to enjoy what I can do. I don't want to miss a band or an event because I have to check people's wristbands. So yeah.
Wow.
But I'm looking forward to it. I'm totally, and actually we're leaving Thursday. I've been working on the 62, my green truck.
Oh.
And it hasn't been running right. So I diagnosed it down to the carburetor. The carburetor is a piece of crap. It's this junky quadrajet piece of crap. So I called Jegs and I'm like, hey, I need a replacement carburetor for this thing. I really want a Holly, something nice, something just, 600 CFM. The car's not going to go over 4,000 RPM, just give me something that puts fuel into the engine. So the dude's like, yeah, this is what you want. So he sends it. I get it last Friday, a couple days ago. I go to throw it on. The bolt pattern doesn't fit.
Oh, shit.
And I'm just like, God damn it. So I get online, or I get on the phone, and I call Jegs again. And I'm like, hey, what the fuck? And I talked to this dude named Darren, which is actually really cool. And he's like, man, I wish I would have talked to you when you called the first time. Because you got to need an adapter plate. You need a linkage, upgrade, all this shit. And I'm like, all right, well, what am I looking at? And he's like, well, another, $30. I'm like, all right, get it to me. So yeah, no big deal. So I'm like, get it to me ASAP, like whatever, 2 day, 3 day, whatever. So I just got the email, I think it was today actually, with my tracking number. I look at it, it's showing up Thursday night. We're leaving Thursday afternoon. So yeah, so I'm probably not going to drive the 62 unless by some crazy miracle or whatever, I get the parts before, but then I don't get to do any test runs or anything. I'm just like, I'm bolting it on and I'm driving to Vegas and hoping I make it. So I got AAA. So, I guess I could get towed all the way to Vegas and then towed all the way home. But yeah, so I'm looking at it now where like, if I would have known, and it's my fault more than anything. Because I could have got the Galaxy ready. I could have, but I was focusing more on the truck and I lollygagged too much. So chances of me taking my classic car or whatever to the car show are slim, but it still might happen. Well,
we can all hope.
So yeah, taking the new truck and, the air conditioning and the stereo and, the comfort and reliability is kind of tempting to just drive that now. Even though, 2000 isn't really considered a new car. I don't know, but it's 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
It seems like a new truck to me though. That's the first car I ever bought that was like, to me, well, not a car, it's an F-150, but that's the first thing that I ever owned that was like new. I've never owned anything that was the earliest vehicle or the latest vehicle, whatever you want to call it, that I ever owned before this truck was a, what the hell was it? An early 80s, like an 81 van.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you when you had that.
I never had a new car before. So, but this car's been paid off and it's, the truck, it's been paid off and, everything's good. I don't mind driving it so much.
Paid off cars are a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that helps. But man, I got way off track. Were we still on Luck of the Draw news?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay.
Ed's out. We're looking for somebody. So kick somebody down, Joe.
Yeah, we got some gigs coming up. So check out the iPhone app.
That's what it was. iPhone app. Yeah.
You know what I was going to say too? Now that I'm remembering here, the iPhone app is going to be a source for select, what the hell am I trying to say? Contests and giveaways that are only going to be for people that have the iPhone app. So you need to go get it. Even if you don't have an iPhone, you can get it for the iPad. You can get it for the iTunes on your computer. If you have just a computer,
wow.
You can download it on that. And it's pretty cool. There's a bunch of pictures. There's videos. There's songs, things like that. There's current gig dates. And there's like a blog or some bullshit. I'm not much of a blogger. I don't like to talk necessarily. Even though this show is a prime example of talking. I do apparently like to talk. But yeah, there's going to be updates on that are only going to be on the app, and we're going to have contests and giveaways that are going to be exclusive to the iPhone app. So I say get on it.
Well, that's slick as fuck. I know one thing with the I think it's our Reverb Nation, or even at Luck of the Draw, LOTD.com with the Luck of the Draw television.
Yes.
You filmed us recording some new songs at my house.
Yes.
And that's really cool to check out if you
in the
have
room
not.
that you're probably sitting in right now.
It is in my home studio.
You know what? I got an email from a friend of the show and just a friend in general. And he said, I really dug the video and I was surprised at how clean Stan's studio was. And I'm like, man, I wish mine was. I mean, I got paper and trash and shit everywhere. But my studio is nothing compared to yours. I don't think I could fit all four of us in here and do what we did at your place.
That's funny. The rooms are probably about the same size.
Yeah, pretty close. I'm like 10 by 10.
Yeah, I think that's what I am. That's unfortunate. I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, I love to think I have some punk rock in me, but when it comes to studio and space, I cut my teeth at a professional recording studio where like Quincy Jones came to record, Nine Inch Nails. So it's like some big time stuff, a big time recording studio. Mm-hmm. So whenever I think studio or, gear and stuff like that, I get very clean and very anal about everything being in its place. So that's what you notice. I have a high respect for the gear because when shit goes wrong, I don't want to blame myself.
And as it should be. I wish I had more discipline on that, but I also do like my home business and stuff in here. So I do it just piles up.
Yeah. I definitely don't think less of people. It's almost a burden to keep things clean, but that's just where my head's at where it comes to gear and studio. I just keep it. I really take care of it
But I don't have the palatial estate like what you have either. I don't have the 14 bedrooms and the huge,
14 bedrooms
garage and all that. I got this little tiny plot of land up in the mountains, so it all adds up, so
mountain folk. Yeah.
I got the moonshine still outside and it's just, there's a lot of, 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
I hear you.
All right, well, moving on then. Why don't we just
next song?
Yeah, let's get into my second pick here. I was thinking after Ronnie Dawson, if the alien, the Cylon, were to say, I still don't get it, I don't know. I was hoping that Richie would have just been thrown in his song at this point, but since we had to ad-lib, I was thinking little Gene Vincent and his Blue Caps. I mean, what is more rockabilly than that?
No, nothing.
And I do believe we were speaking before we were recording. You had picked the Gene Vincent song.
I did. I was, like I said, I was having a lot of trouble picking a song, and then I got it down to, okay, I'll go straight old school rockabilly, and Gene Vincent was at the top of my list. Bebop-A-Lula was my pick.
Very good tune.
And thanks. And but then we talked. You had one, so I go, okay, fine, I'll pick another one. But which was funny because I was torn with this other one. The next one I'll play that I really wanted to get on there. So it's all the better. We're getting everybody in.
So it works out, yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing that I did notice is that the rockabillys don't like the letter G.
Everything's ing.
Yeah, it's like Rockin with a little asterisk or Lovin or because like the Ronnie Dawson tune was Rockin' Bones with an asterisk instead of a G, and the Gene Vincent and the Blue Caps tune is Lotta Lovin without a G, which I think is very apropos to what rockabilly is.
There's no G in rockabilly.
That's right. G's are for the rappers. They're the OGs.
Yeah.
So what do you say we spin this tune? Get a little Gene Vincent on your ass.
I'm going to spin this one hard.
All righty. Well, Gene Vincent and the Blue Caps doing Lotta Lovin'. Check it out. This is what rockabilly is, right, Joe?
Look at Jaw Radio. Joe Wise.
Rady Joe.
Rady Joe. Look at Jaw Rady Joe.
Look at Jaw.
Look at the Jaw Rady Joe.
Man, I'm the one drinking whiskey and you're the one slurring.
Who's what?
Gene Vincent and the Blue Caps, bring it.
Booyah!
YouTube copyright infringement.
All righty, there it is, man. Gene Vincent, Lotta Lovin', no G's.
Well, except for his initial Gene.
G-less.
His name is not G-less.
G-less in the name.
I got to say, though, in all honesty, that song, the guitar, the tone, and the vocal, the pattern that he sings, that's nothing but rockabilly.
Yeah, it was a great pick. hand claps.
Mm-hmm.
It was very good.
I think more to me, what really gets me is that guitar tone. Just the hammer on, you're playing a bar chord, but you use the pinky for the. That is the epitome of rockabilly.
He was an amazing guitar player. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows, I would hope, who Gene Vincent is. But as far as the Elvis overshadowing everyone.
Yeah.
And how many songs did Elvis do? He did Gene Vincent songs. I mean, he did Blue Suede Shoes. That was Gene Vincent, wasn't it? Yeah,
he did quite a few. I mean, there were more covers than there were originals in Elvis's repertoire.
Yeah, and Gene Vincent, man, he fucking nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
And the only bad thing about Gene is that he went for the pompadour later in life. The fake hair for the pompadour later in life. And it kind of turned him into what is that guy?
Like the Donald Trump of rockabilly.
Yeah, Elvis had the good decency to die before his hair started to fade.
Which I should have done, but oh well, I've waited too long now.
You would have been dead in your teens.
Dude, how sad is that? That's the truest story ever. But how sad is that? I remember being 18 and just watching clumps of my hair fall out.
Oh, really? We've never talked about that. That really happened?
Yeah.
That sucks.
I get to thank my parents for such a great hairline. I mean, I could grow it out now and look like a pro bowler, but.
Oh my God. What was that fucking movie?
Kingpin.
Kingpin, yes. That was so fucking funny. Woody Harrelson's hysterical.
Yeah, I agree. And then what's his name? The Amish kid.
Oh, God. Yeah. I can't even think of his name. And then Bill Murray was the bad guy in it.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
He had the rose inside the bowling ball. That was sweet.
And the fucking landlady who he had to have sex with.
He'd have nightmares. I used to work with a buddy of mine. He was a really good dude, but he had a belt buckle that had a bowling ball hitting pins. It was a pewter belt buckle. It was a bowling ball hitting pins, and the pins are all scattering out, and it said 300. And he bought it after he bowled a 300 game.
Wow.
Because that 300 is every throw's a strike.
Oh yeah, that's
the score you can get.
That's the gauntlet.
Yeah, that's why I always tell everybody what's your highest bowling score? I'm 304. I even knocked a few down from the lane next to me.
Other lanes were shuddering from my thunder.
They were scared. I think, in all honesty, my best bowling score was probably about 200. But
yeah, I'd be lucky if I ever broke 2.
I did kick ass. I got 298 on Wii bowling.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, I was 1 pin away or 2 pins away from a perfect game.
Wow, that is so rockabilly.
Luck of the Draw Radio.
We better run that by Joe. Joe, is we rockabilly?
Dude.
No,
is bowling rockabilly? Saddle shoes? Tell me that's not rockabilly. You wear the shoes when you bowl? They look like rockabilly shoes.
So the last place we played was a bowling alley.
So all right, yeah, we're tying it all in. We're not losing track. We're not flying off the radar here.
The fondest rockabilly or luck of the draw shows you have is Mr. T's Bowl. So yeah, I see you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna make it work.
Well, I got one more song to play here, Bugs.
Yes, you do. And what, pray tell, is it?
Well, so far, I mean, whatever. You talk about music, you talk about rockabilly. Fine, great. It's music. It's all good. But sad to say, the women influence of rockabilly is greatly overlooked. And
you're not going to play Alanis Morissette, are you?
That's right. Alanis Morissette's Rockabilly Tribute.
Because it's all you oughta bowl. That's the tune, right?
You oughta bowl. That's right. That's right. No, I'm talking about just. It's one of those things. She's accepted. She's part of it. But you got to point out there weren't all guys singing rockabilly. Wanda Jackson.
Oh, nice.
Held up the woman's end of rockabilly for us.
I had thought about doing a Rosie Flores tune on this show because she has a record called Rockabilly Philly, which is apropos because she's a Philly and it's rockabilly. But it was too current. And I was like, no, I can't do something that's 2000s. But goddamn, Wanda Jackson, what a good pull. She dated Elvis, for Christ's sake.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she told me. No, she didn't tell me that. But yeah, she dated Elvis. She's been around. What a good pick, dude. And she just put out a new record with Jack White, which I haven't heard, but I hear that from what I've heard, it's not as good as some of her old stuff. But it's good to know that she's still out there playing. And
it's cool. Yeah, it's cool that somebody that current as Jack White would recognize, yes, Wanda Jackson.
Yes. Yeah, that he can recognize the talent and want to be involved in that and have that in his epitaph as well. So
yeah. And the thing we talked about earlier about Rockabilly having like an edgy sound, it wasn't clean and pretty. They uglied it up. They were pushing the edge of distortion and harmonics or whatever. Her voice in the song I picked is very aggressive and it's awesome.
I've played on my other radio show a few times the Riot in Cell Block 9. It's just there's a rock going on. It's just so raunchy and just tough that, man, now I'm jealous. I wish I would have picked this.
Yeah, well, you didn't. I did. So you have me to thank for this, Joe. I believe this one would make the alien lying on the ground who just fell out of the sky with broken limbs jump to his feet and start to dance.
The Cylon's not a man.
Man or woman? No,
it's a woman.
This being would be shaking it.
Because you're not getting a blowjob from a man, right? Because you were talking earlier about
it's only gay if you make eye contact.
All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. Let's play some Wanda Jackson.
Wanda Jackson. Oh, and let's have a party. Joe, what do you say, buddy?
That works for me. Let's do some Wanda Jackson. Is the song called "Let's Have a Party"?
Oh yes, that is the name.
Very good. Well, let's roll it.
Here we go. Let's have a party. Wanda Jackson on Luck of the Draw Radio.
That's right.
YouTube copyright infringement.
Have a party tonight. They're gonna have a party tonight.
Let's send him to the store. Let's buy some more. Let's have a party. Hot damn, that's a good tune. Woo! Let's have a party. That voice.
I know, it's great.
The piano. I mean, Joe, I don't know what the fuck you think rockabilly is, but that is rockabilly.
That's got something to do with it for sure.
I can shake a chicken
in the middle of the room. I like that. Never kissed a bear. Never kissed a goo.
Well, I thought goon, but
a goon. Oh, I was hearing goo.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't figure out what she was saying.
I consider that an alien encounter.
Maybe a Cylon
falling out of the sky,
saying, "What's rockabilly?" And then Wanda's like, "I've never kissed a Cylon, but I can shake a chicken in the middle of the fucking room, bitches."
Biatch, that's right. That's showing them, E.T. motherfuckers. Suck it,
Stan. That was a great pick.
Oh, thanks.
If I were a Cylon falling out of the sky, and I had a chicken, and I'm like, "Here, shake this in the room," I'd be like, "Yep, that's fucking rockabilly right there."
Yep. I think that's the answer for Joe. Yep.
Yep. I hope Joe agrees. I really do. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
well, he ain't gonna get his fucking ribbon if he don't agree.
He's getting his ribbon one way or the other, but if he doesn't agree, he can't.
Well, if he don't agree, we're gonna piss on it. That's what we're gonna fucking do.
That's right. Maybe I'll wipe my butt with it before I send it. He'll get his ribbon in a dingleberry.
Yeah, most ribbons are black, but you got a brown ribbon. Congratulations, Joe.
The first brown ribbon from Luck of the Draw Radio. Listener of the week. Smells like shit.
In hindsight, I wish we would have made all the ribbons brown. That would have been kind of funny.
Yeah, that is pretty good. I only have about 400 left, so it's going to be a while until we
show 401. They're brown
from here on out. That's right.
That's right.
Well, hot damn, that's fucking rockabilly.
Woo! Yeah. Well, that was a great topic. Good way to go, Joe.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the email and for being the listener and just being who you are. That's fucking rad.
Being you, Joe. Just being you.
If you want, listener, I'm talking to you. If you want a ribbon and you want to be a part of the show.
Oh, I do.
What do you got to do?
You gotta email in with some info, bitch. At we want beer at gmail.com.
That's right. Or you could call the listener line 530-618-2847.
You can do that.
And it'd be kind of cool if Joe would have called in and said, "Hey, I got a question. What is rockabilly?" If a Cylon were to fall into my lap and start giving me a lap dance, and I wanted to play rap. Damn it, I'm fucking it all up. If I wanted to play rockabilly music to get this lap dance to, what should I play? See, that would have been cool if Joe would have just called up and said that. Hey, a Cylon falls out of the sky, lands in my lap, give me a lap dance, and I want to show her what lap dance rockabilly music is. What song should I play? Could have played his voice, but instead we had to read his email, which was rather articulate. He didn't use 50-cent words like the goddamn, what the hell was that, Wikipedia?
Yeah, Pootie-con?
Yeah, what was that word?
It's like my favorite sandwich. I always call it a punani, but it's
portmanteau.
It's a panani.
While the song was playing earlier, I clicked on the portmanteau.
Yeah.
It says a portmanteau, pronounced portmanteau. Oh, listen. I'm going to play it.
Oh.
Portmanteau.
What was that, computer girl?
You want to hear it again?
I do.
Portmanteau.
That's right. I'll put it in your portmanteau, honey.
Portmanteau.
That you want
Portmanteau.
it? That's right.
Portmanteau.
Where you from, baby?
Portmanteau.
Oh yeah. So you fell out of space. What was the name of that spaceship you were in?
Portmanteau.
Oh, really? So you come from a planet? Yeah. What's the name of that planet?
Portmanteau.
You slut.
If you were to give me a lap dance and I got a boner, where should I put that?
Portmanteau.
Really? So you like it in the back?
Portmanteau.
Oh, she's dirty. I like this girl.
Do you like one or two?
Portmanteau.
Oh, she's a deuce. I love her. Good girl. She's the keeper.
Portmanteau.
Portmanteau. So I was right in pronouncing it, but it's still a fucking 50-cent word that shouldn't be involved in rockabilly.
I agree.
Fucking jackasses.
Swinging chickens in the middle of the room, yes. Portmanteau, no.
No portmanteau. There is no portmanteau in rockabilly.
No, sir.
Bastards. All right, well, Stan, I think we've reached the climax of the show, the portmanteau, so to speak.
We nailed that subject like a split hog.
Like a stuffed pig. What was that earlier? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Any rate.
A stuffed hog. Gee, Vincent didn't say nothing about... Oh, no. Who said something about...
It was a pork man, too. That's funny. Come on. What the fuck?
Pork mandu. It's a different kind of haircut.
All right. Well, I'm out of beer, and I got to go. I didn't even drink whiskey. Well, I did shots, but I didn't even make a whiskey drink, so I'm going to go do that. But before we close out tonight's show...
Ooh, we had a CD entry. You're right?
Yes. Somebody sent us a CD and said they'd love us to play one of their songs on our show. And if you want to do that, you can obviously email us an MP3 at wewantbeer@gmail.com, or you can mail us an actual CD, which the Rockabilly's did, at P.O. Box 816, Lake Hughes, California, 93532. It'll be in the show notes.
The Rockin' Billies. I like that name. Where are they from?
They're, I don't know. I didn't look at the stamp thing. Let me check.
Stamp. Pork mandu.
They might be Canadian.
Oh, don't get me started on Canadians.
I don't think they are. Well, hold on. Man, you put me on the spot.
It was a natural question.
Yeah, a natural question put me on the spot.
Pork mandu.
It's an EP. It's from the Rockin' Billies. The EP is called Sinner. The song that I thought we should play is the title track, Sinner, because it's a really good tune.
I actually listened to it before we started the show, and it is a very good song. I was a perfect song for this subject matter, and it's just a damn good song.
And
Way to go.
That's why I thought we should play it, because they're called the Rockabillies. And if a Sleestack and what's the other girl? The
Cylon.
If a Sleestack and a Cylon Portman dude, they would want to know what Rockabilly is, and I can't find.
They'd be some sinners for sure.
Yeah, and it's a good tune. Reverend Billy Braven. I'm falling apart here. The Rockin' Billies. Record's called Sinner. I can't find a webpage.
I'll do it quick because I'm running out of beer.
Yeah, me too. I'm out of beer. I got to go get beer. So I don't see a webpage on here.
You dickheads. Come on, Rockabillies.
Well, they've got a mastertracks.ca, but that's the people that did the recording. I don't see a Rockin' Billies.
Are they on Reverb Nation or anything?
They've got to be.
Well, just a shout out for any of you bands that aren't on Reverb Nation. I believe Reverb Nation is where MySpace left off. I thought MySpace was a fine page for bands, but then they brought in the Facebook angle where anybody could be. But if you want to hear good bands and you want to go to Reverb Nation, you could find locations, genres, and there's a lot of band interconnecting and whatnot. I think it's a really good site. I really like Reverb Nation.
I totally agree. And the beauty of Reverb Nation is that there are so many networking possibilities on that page, depending on what you want to pay for and how you want to work it. But the iPhone app, the Luck of the Draw iPhone app, is directly involved through Reverb Nation. It wouldn't have happened without them.
But that's a cool thing too. You don't have to spend money to get a decent thing.
No, you get a good digital bio. You get a really good digital bio that you can make. You can put videos on it. You can put, all your songs, do whatever you want on Reverb Nation without spending a dime. But then they've also got all these other options that you can put on that, some of them cost money, but I think they're worth it.
Yeah.
Bottom line, I really think it's worth it. Reverb Nation is a great tool for an up-and-coming band.
I agree, Bugs.
So one of the friends on the Reverb Nation thing is we got the Kill Pills. We played with them just at the Mr. T's Bowl.
Great, yes. Really liked them. Girl singer, she was great.
Yeah, they were fun. They were a really good band. The other band that I was thinking of that we're friends with on the Reverb Nation is Street Slim and the Streetwalkers. That's the band that had the guy that played Telecaster tuned down to do the bass lines, but he still had the guitar. To do the guitar parts.
Uh-huh.
And then I guess Slim, he did the guitar work and vocals and
a lot of slide stuff. He was really good player.
Fuck, that was great.
I enjoyed that. Yeah. That was a good set, I thought. Yachty put together a really good night that night.
Yeah, and the Honkies, those guys were fun.
Uh-huh.
That hillbilly kind of goofball. I don't know how to say it without offending, but I mean it was like white trash kind of.
Uh-huh. But it's funny. I'm pretty sure there was the blonde girl was the girlfriend of one of the guys.
Oh, had to be.
But she was wasn't dressed very rockabilly.
No.
More
pencil skirt.
More of a Sex in the City, Night on the Town type of girl.
And she played lead tambourine.
Yeah, and then they had another guy, the molester, playing spoons.
That was just random guy in the audience. He bought a record of ours. He bought a CD.
Well, then the molester is my favorite guy of the night.
No, what they did was I thought was really cool is they opened up a big steamer trunk in front of the stage and said, "Hey, we got a bunch of fucking tools in here for you to get involved in the band." So there's like kazoos and tambourines and spoons and all that. So anybody that walked up to their little trunk could pull out an instrument and be a part of the band for the night. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah,
Lori's daughter's boyfriend had, I think, something, and I heard him banging on him all night, and that was cool. But the molester, he rocked it, and him and the pretty girl he didn't really move much, but the pretty girl was moving all over the place. They were a great combo together. I thought they complement each other.
Yeah, the molester and the pretty girl and the molester.
The pretty girl and molester trio. I was very entertained. I liked them. They were good.
Pretty girl and the molester trio.
Yeah.
There's two people. How you get in a trio? Are you putting you in the band?
Yes. And a Cylon. No.
And a Cylon.
You got the pretty girl, you got the molester, and you got a trio behind them. So there's 5 people.
The girl with the tambourine could have been a Cylon. She was like 9 foot blonde.
Yes.
She could have been the Cylon.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
There it is.
Another burp.
And with that,
the Rockabilly's doing the Tune Center closeout show. What's the next show's topic going to be, Stan? Put you on the spot here.
you sure did. The biggest the hardest thing I had to do with this subject was not bring in a band called the Paladins and a band I'm sure everyone knows, Reverend Horton Heat. So we talked about having a little face off of what we think the best Reverend Horton Heat song is and the best Paladin song is, because we're both
we're going to put it in the cage. We're doing a cage fight.
Oh yeah.
2 bands enter, 1 band leaves, and they're both 3 members, so it's an even fight.
Yeah.
We're gonna who is better in the cage fight, Reverend Horton Heat or the Paladins?
Yep, I like that. That's good. Both great bands, though. I hate to put bands against each other because they're both doing their own thing and they're both very different. It's not like they're trying to.
Great.
Yeah,
They're
so
both great bands, so it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a battle royale.
oh yeah, slap me off a Slim Jim.
It's
Joe?
going to be a portmanteau of 2 bands.
Oh, they're gonna just fuck it up. Is what's gonna happen.
You know, but if they were to join forces, they'd be a supergroup. So
Yep.
they'd be a portmanteau supergroup.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
So yeah, that'll be the next show. Hopefully, Richie will be able to join us in on that. And if he does, then we're just gonna have to play 1 song each. Because too long.
And then maybe we can all agree on the last one. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really good.
Maybe that'll be the clincher.
Yeah, that could be the one that
We'll
the
all,
winner.
we'll all pick songs, and whichever song we all pick the same is the winner of the 4th song.
That'll work.
So, like, if we all pick like a Red Rocket of Love by the Reverend Horton Heat or something,
Or
that's
Galaxy 500.
Yeah, that's a great song too. See, I think that was up on my list. That one, Martini Time, was a big CD for me as far as Rockabilly goes. So I had a hard time not picking a song from Reverend Horton Heat, Martini Time.
And then
I don't think that's all. I don't think Galaxy 500's off that album though.
I'm not sure.
I think it's off of Lucky 7.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right.
I'm almost positive. Yeah. God, I love the Rev.
But
See, I don't want to put Reverend up against anybody.
Yeah, well, that's going to make good fodder. That's going to make it.
It's gonna hurt.
You're going to have to figure it out. But if you are listening and you're a friend of the show and you want to send in your 2 cents, give us a show idea, or just tell us who you think is better, Reverend Horton Heat or the Paladins,
Or shove it up your Cylon ass. How about that?
Yeah, well, we might mention your name, and then you'll hear this.
Podino.
And you might be listener of the week.
Podino.
Podino, what is that, an Italian restaurant in your area?
That's not the word? What is our word? I forgot it already. Panino. Panini. Portobello.
Portobello, there you go.
You mushroom fuck. Portobello.
You want to know what it is?
I do.
God damn it.
Come on.
I'll get it. I just clicked on it. Hold on. Listen.
Portmanteau.
I love her. The word of the week.
Your Cylon, sexy 9 foot tall blonde bitch saying
Portmanteau.
Oh, it works. I love it. I got a chub. A Rockabilly chub. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, and you know what? In all honesty, thank you, Joe, for the email. You're getting your ribbon. Give us your email, your mailing address, so we can send it to you. And there will probably be a whole collection of bullshit involved that you'll get in that as well, especially if you're within the States, because I don't have to do the customs bullshit. So you might get a CD, you might get some toenail clippings, you might get a dead 9-volt battery, but you'll get some stuff. So, Joe, send us your mailing address. If you want to be listener of the week next week, get a hold of us. WeWantBeer@gmail.com. Tell us what you think. Tell us who is better, Reverend Horton Heat or the Paladins. You can call the listener line there, 530-618-2847. Stan?
We want beer at gmail.com.
Yes. Yes, we do. And we also want
Panamine.
In the show here. So let's play some Rockabilly's doing the tune Sinner, title track off of their EP. I still don't know where they're from, but
Great song. Thanks for sending in, though, guys.
yeah, absolutely. And I got some other stuff too. So next show, we've got some new material to play. If you're in a band or you know a friend that's in a band or whatever that wants to get airplay, get it to us. We'll play it on the show.
Good night, Bugs.
Good night, Stan.
Portmanteau.
It just doesn't get old.
One more.
Portmanteau.
I need more beer.
Portmanteau.
You.
Portmanteau.
You.
Portmanteau.
That's
Portmanteau.
right. Take it. Take it.
Take it like the Cylon you are.
Yeah.
Portmanteau.
Good night.
Good night.
YouTube copyright infringement.
If you got any comments, insults, requests, you can call them at 530-618-2847 or email them at wewantbeer@gmail.com.